Jörg Schlagheck.
The one and only.
What Barbara is doing right now, she's sitting across from me. She's checking us in for a flight.
Some of you may remember this from my last video. So yes, we loaded up the work truck to drive to the airport. More precisely to a hotel near the airport. Then I had to go back, park the truck at home, hop on a train, then a bus, and then catch an airport shuttle to get back to the hotel. That's how we handle the airport parking problem.
Well, that's actually quite amazing. First time this ever worked. I got to the end station of the train and I saw the bus was already parked downstairs. So I kind of ran, but there was no pressure. It was a perfect timing. So now I'm on the bus to the airport. And from the airport, then I can get a hotel shuttle. So I'll be... it's a lot of back and forth just to go traveling. But, I mean, think about it. We're not going to be home for a while, so that's all good.
The next morning we were up super early.
So we actually made it through security with all our stuff, and now we're sitting down for breakfast before we board, and then we're actually going to be on our way. Awesome.
If you look outside our airplane window, you can kind of tell that we're going from north to south just by looking at the colors. The wait for our luggage was kind of long.
We're at our destination, but the problem is there's a whole bunch of different taxi companies here that all seem to be authorized, and we picked one and we paid, and now we're just standing here waiting. Don't know how long it's going to be. Probably could have picked another one that would have taken us sooner.
Thunderheads.
Huh?
Thunder beings followed us.
Hi.
Hi.
Barbara and I were in a hotel. I should give you the round, but it's kind of messy right now because we only got here late this afternoon, and I had a little problem because I was trying to pay this room with my credit card, but before I tried that, I had tried at the airport to pay the taxi that brought us here with that same credit card, and I guess I must have been really tired. By mistake, I punched in the wrong PIN number twice, and now guess what? I don't have... Well, yeah, that credit card is not working now, and I had to get in touch with the bank, and they're actually sending me a new one, so that's going to take about a week.
And I got roaming on my phone. Roaming charges. Are you roaming?
Yeah, I was trying to avoid using our Canadian SIM card in Mexico, but then Barbara said, well, we just have to do this.
Have to.
So, yeah, it didn't get us that
Aren't they
far.
gonna mail your visa?
Yeah, they are, but like I don't know.
You're
I would have rather
skeptical.
not made that mistake in the first place. Of course, I wanted to tell you about the place we're staying at for here in Cancun. It was one of the most affordable places that I found on Expedia, and it's called Los Girasoles. It is in a quiet neighborhood in Cancun. It is basic. There's no pool. The room has air conditioning, flat screen TV, there's good internet, everything is really, really good. But the room is also relatively small, and then, well, there's really nothing fancy to it. But we really like this place.
It's not as little as a spoon, but it's much better.
You think it's hot, this?
Oh, this is hot. My lips are burning. I think it's a sausage.
Well, the really hot stuff is right there. We're just having breakfast here. It's awesome.
I'm good. It's beautiful out here.
Yeah, it rained though.
Yeah, just
bit
a little
wet.
bit. We're out here by ourselves. We've got like lots, nobody's around. We can pull this off. I keep forgetting.
Oh
now.
yeah.
And I just, can you smell that after a fresh, like after the rain? It makes everything smell so fresh. Look
Yeah,
at those
sure
umbrella
does.
leaves.
All right, now I'm facing the task of assembling our bikes. Before I get started, I'd like to show you a problem that I ran into that you might run into. See this bag? It's already got 2 holes. Can you see them? Yeah, that's where my fork was. I thought I wrapped up the fork pretty good, but what happened was, like, this whole thing, it kind of slid, which was probably predictable, but yeah, just something to keep in mind for next time. Okay, my bike is all back together. It's almost perfect. Well, there's one minor problem. I have a little speedometer on the handlebars, and the piece that holds it, yeah, it's got the wire going into it, and for some reason it moved a bit too much and the wire tore off. So for this trip I will not have a speedometer. Other than that, everything seems perfect. Pumped up the tires. I use a very small little cheap little pump that we got at a dollar store. Yeah, that's how cheap I am. But it works. It's 300 pumps per tire. That is more accurate for me than trying to do this with PSI because I don't have a gauge, but it just feels really hard after 300 pumps. Want to see my bike? I'm holding our Rhinowalk bag because what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this and the other one together in your suitcase, and then we're gonna put your suitcase in my suitcase because it'll fit in there, and hopefully the cardboard will fit in there too.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask the friendly people at our hotel if they have a place to store one suitcase.
Ta-da!
It shouldn't be a big deal, I'm hoping.
Well, this is folding down.
Anyways, we need the bag. These bags, they come with extra bags to keep them in. So when you're going on a tour, you got this. Yeah.
Ta-da! Ooh.
So all I have to do is roll this up and squish it in there. And we're
Okay.
good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those bags. I think it's still a learning curve because if I would have known to pack my forks properly, then we wouldn't have had those holes, but I think it's not a major disaster.
And we didn't have much trouble at the airport either.
Exactly.
They were easy to carry, easy to open up, inspect, put the bike back, and the bike was small enough that it went through the scanner, right?
Not mine, yours did. Look,
That's awesome.
I'm not getting sponsored by these guys, but
Yeah.
I gotta say I like their bags. They weren't all that much. I'll have to see if I can include a link in the description below. Look over. Putting your pedals back on your bike.
Oh, we're gonna have the bikes out of the package and everything.
So that's all for that.
Oh, it's on.
The only thing we have left is the front rack, the fender, and then pump up the tires.
Okay.
Tires, it's because I'm using a hand pump. This is the hardest job. See, I only packed the screws that were on the bike,
And sometimes it's a good idea, or it's always a good idea to pack some more, just in case you lose one or you break one. But that's I neglected that this time. It was pretty hard to pack it in our cramped basement instead of outside where there's good light and space. Now I got this. So how do you like your handlebars?
I have to drive it, but when I'm cycling,
Yeah.
I can feel the energy in the top of my legs, and I'm not sure about, like, I'm being pushed up, so I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
I have to drive it for a while to let you know if that's going to bother my neck.
I think we might have to readjust your seat slightly, but like not the height, but maybe the tilt. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like going like crazy.
That's good. Like
Now
your
what?
other bike. See, I put a Holland style handlebar on Barbara's mountain bike because that seems to be way more comfortable for her. But the mistake I made in Edmonton back home is I switched the cables for the shifters. So the front one was on the right side, which is normally on the left side, and vice versa. And I just switched it back around, and she now has friction shifters. She doesn't have the index shifters anymore, so that's something for her to get used to. But once she is, then it's a good thing because they're much more maintenance friendly. The crime scene. I'm not done yet. I have to clean up the mess. Yeah, we have a terrible time here because
It's raining.
we at a place called El Crustaceo Cascarudo, and the quesadillas that we ordered, they're 160 pesos, which works out to just over $10 Canadian, maybe even just about $10 Canadian. So we're expecting pretty awesome quesadillas, and then we got mineral water to go with it because we're not in the mood for any beer or anything like that yet. Well, our Canadian government advised strongly against travel abroad, and yes, we heard that. We also considered canceling our trip. However, those travel advisories, normally they deal with things on a short-term base, so these things can change on a dime. And our plan is actually to stay in Mexico for 2 months. We're going to ride our bicycles across the Yucatan Peninsula, probably staying away from the crowds as much as we can. And we thought about it a lot. In Canada right now, temperatures, they are in the -20s during the day, dropping to the -30s, sometimes colder during the night. So we're basically cooped up inside the house. Wherever we go out to, we're cooped up with other people. So the risk of transmitting COVID, I think, it doesn't matter where we are. It's definitely not lower in Edmonton, Alberta at this point. Now, we both got 3 shots of the vaccine. So I think, yes, I know that's a position of privilege, but from the way I see it, we have the best protection possible against this virus. And well, beyond that, we are just taking the risk, but I don't think it's an unreasonable risk for us to take. So
yeah, we're looking forward to a bicycle tour here, but for the first week all we're gonna do is stay in Cancun, take care of some other things. I wanted to see the dentist. I don't know if it's even open during the COVID Omicron phase here, but so far everything we've seen here is wide open. There are measures in place. You have to check your temperature. Most stores you go into, they check it right there at the door. Then there's hand sanitizer provided, and of course you have to wear a mask. So we're good that way. The thing is, like, you could basically eat out and do everything, all of these things, without having to prove your vaccine status, and that's probably the biggest wild card here that we have. And of course, the population density in Mexico is a bit higher than it is in Alberta. But like I said, in Alberta you're mostly indoors, and here we're spending basically the whole day outside. And so far the weather has been so-so. Yesterday we had some rain. Wasn't bad. We were nice and comfortable here. In the evening, like it's now, maybe it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's super comfortable out here. So that alone, the sun rays, you know, vitamin D, I mean, it makes a huge difference being here. We saved up for this. We sacrificed for this during the year. So some people might think, well, that's a luxury. How can you afford this? Yeah, it's because we cut down on other things that some may consider even essential just to be able to do this. Anyways, I hope you like what I showed you of Cancun. Come back to see how this adventure develops. And if you like this video, tell YouTube. I would also like you as a subscriber. So there you go. See you soon.